Hey everyone, today I've got your Halloween 2018 movie review. 40 years after the events of the first movie, Michael Myers is back for Laurie Strode. Will the sequel redeem the franchise? So as far as the story goes, David Gordon Green directs this Halloween sequel that is meant to be a true sequel to the OG film that was released in 1978. Now, for those who were sort of giving me a hard time for not understanding the timeline of when this movie was supposed to take place, there's been a lot of Halloween movies, so at least they're ignoring all of the previous ones after the original Halloween, and now this is the definitive sequel, so I get it now, thanks. I saw the original just recently to prepare for what I was going to see, and it's not the first time I've seen it. And the direction of this film definitely feels almost seamless and consistent to the tone and the style while making it their own thing as it was done previously. Also, it was pretty obvious when Danny McBride signed on to contribute to the screenplay because of his close relationship with the director, because they had collaborated on films before. And there were some comedic moments in the movie that thankfully didn't overshadow the horror elements, which were also really nice to see, which definitely gives it a whole new meaning to the word Halloween, and it especially amped up the opening scene alone. So pretty much after that, it all went uphill from there. As far as the casting goes, you've got Jamie Lee Curtis, who returns once again as Laurie Strode in a role that I feel like this time around made her seem more badass than how she was originally portrayed in the first film. So if that's any more reason given for her character to be developed in this sense, I think it was really cool to see a different side to her character because of all that she had gone through. So obviously she wanted to be prepared for the next time that she would potentially encounter Michael Myers, who would escape a prison bus and is now running amok to go and find her, because she's not only running around the block, going to houses trying to look for him, but she has to protect the next generation of her family, which include her daughter, played by Judy Greer, who I thought was really nice to see in this movie because sometimes her character reminded me of her character from The Village, and especially in one scene where they're inside the house and they have to basically, you know, batten down the hatches and man the fort. So I thought like that was really cool to see, as well as Andi Matichak, who plays the granddaughter, Allison. And, you know, I thought she was pretty cool as well. I liked her character because it almost felt like her role was directly parallel to how Laurie Strode was in the original Halloween movie. And of course, it's really cool to see Michael Myers come back, and he's awesome once again, being equally, if not more, terrifying than he was before, and the things he was doing on screen, I literally jumped several times watching him. And even some of the side characters of this movie, you know, it was like a hit or miss depending on who it was, be it a cop or a small kid. I mean, so I was sort of on the fence about some of them, but they were all pretty decent in their roles overall. So the things that I liked about this movie was that once that theme music kicks in, you know what it sounds like, and it just made it sound so much cooler, especially coming from John Carpenter himself. And other moments of nostalgia also made this movie really enjoyable to watch, and it was intense all the way to the third act, which I think had some of the best scenes and some of the best camera work I had seen. I mean, that tracking shot that I had first seen from the trailer, it still got me every time, so I knew I was gonna get excited to see it again. And even some of those heart-pounding moments where certain victims get theirs in the end, and just to find out exactly how that all went down. I mean, it was quite a risk to see the difference of how that was all going to happen. So I thought that it was all pretty impressive as a whole. So overall, I would say that this movie was, I think, a pretty good outing. I was really impressed by it, and not only coming from a horror fan, but somebody who I actually had doubts about this movie at first because of, you know, the direction that it was gonna go in, potentially, but I would say that I eat my words, absolutely love this movie. So I would highly recommend seeing this movie, whether you have seen the original, but if you haven't, go see that before seeing this, because let's face it, none of the other Halloween movies matter, like I said before. So I would give this 4.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Halloween 2018. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys later.